because Prince Harry is coming over, and he's going to be here maybe for several days. It's a year-out kind of celebration ahead of the Invictus Games. There was a lot of talk this week, and we've reported it on in the past, that if he gets his security, it's not just Harry. He'll be bringing over Meghan Markle and possibly the children. Can you look into your crystal ball for me? July the 10th, who are we going to see over here?
Prince Harry. I think that it's blackmail. I think that saying, I'm not bringing my wife and children over unless you give me what I want, is extortion. Harry has a pretty good situation with Ravik. He has to give them 28 days notice and a copy of his itinerary, and based on the current circumstances, they determine whether or not an armed security guard is waiting for him upon his arrival and will follow him throughout his trip. The likelihood that he would get that armed security if he arrives with his wife and children is incredibly high. So the fact that he's saying, or his team is saying, nope, not unless we get what we want, and which is what he wants is permanent armed security for his trips to the UK, I think is incredibly cruel to his family, because it feels like he's putting the blame on them for Harry and for the Meghan and the children not to come. So it's villainising his father and his brother yet again.
The thing is, we've been through this situation for the last 18 months, where he's like, I want security, I can't bring my family over. Last September, he came over on his own. The issue is that we could get a decision on this very soon.
Well, we were expecting it in January when sources close to Harry leaked that it was a no-brainer, and it was nonsense. So, I mean, I don't know. I'd be curious as to what you think about the situation.
I think he has all to play for now, and I totally agree with you that, in fact, it does seem petulant. It does feel sort of boring, arrogant. It's all about me. I think there's some really interesting times ahead that he could play a completely different game if he chose to do it. And I think the power could be with him because there's been less noise around it. It's been quiet. Meghan's been relatively quiet, a couple of things. But I think that there is an opportunity coming. And I think that maybe July is too soon, but there needs to be some bridge building. There has to be some bridge building for his own sanity, come to that, let alone, how his wife plays into that. But there's a sort of a real, if you talk to sort of people on the street, you get a real sense that this is a sad, distant human. There isn't the sort of same anti-feeling towards him that he had at the height of the sort of the Megxit period. So I think if you were clever, and unfortunately he isn't, about how he delivers his comms, if he has some really good people around him telling what he really should listen to, rather than actually just being yes people to him, or just try to work with him and then sort of eject him because he's not listening.
I disagree with you. I think there is a plan. I think there is a plan to get him back as often as he possibly can with security. I think it all rests on the security. If they get this security deal, we'll see a lot of them. We'll see a lot of them coming over.
Yeah, but there's no big strategy. That I don't feel...
Escape strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. It's just more of the same. It's repeating the same things, expecting to get a different reaction. And that's the definition of insanity.
You mentioned earlier about how Meghan's been quiet.
Ish.
About 18 months ago, I was on your show, and I said that Meghan was the USA's problem now.
Yeah.
I said we could, and I got loads of brickbats for it. I got a lot of criticism because I carried on reporting on Meghan, but it's fine. But she's kind of USA's problem. But is it? I just get to the fact that is she just a little bit? No one seems to get angry or annoyed or anything like that. She's not doing anything too interesting. Is there a danger that Meghan's actually not just being quiet, but becoming a bit boring?
Oh, I think she's always been boring.
She's boring. She's irrelevant now.
Yeah.
She's on the cusp of being irrelevant.
The exit of Meredith Maines from Harry and Meghan's PR team has dramatically shifted their agenda. I feel like we're seeing a lot more philanthropy. Harry inserting himself in the UK's anti-Semitism when he wrote that essay recently out of left field, that really surprised me. Harry popping up in the Ukraine and tearing into President Trump and Putin. Meghan has been relatively quiet. I see that she's trying to establish herself as a motherly figure, constant photos of Archie and Lily, just the back of their head, primarily Lily, because Archie's going to write Spare 2.0 one day. He's going to be like, what about me, Mom? But I do think she's trying to establish herself as a more likable character to push back from the Vanity Fair pieces in The Hollywood Reporter about what a tyrant boss she was. So I think she's always been boring. I just think that there's been a real shift in their strategy to do more philanthropy and to be more family-oriented, to try to soften their image after so many negative stories about how they were terrible collaborators professionally.
Mark says she's irrelevant. Mark,
She's teetering on irrelevancy, I think. I think, and actually, again, Kinsey makes some, absolutely sharp points there. That in fact, where Harry has been telegraphing, where he wants to do with Ukraine, Putin, Trump, and sort of dialogue or whatever, shows just really what he could be and where where his conditioning, where his upbringing has taken him, and how different he is away from what the sort of the Meghan tried to drag him. And you're seeing, that real shift, whether it's a more homely Meghan now that we're seeing the mom figure or whatever, that you can see there's this sort of human there with purpose that is not being applied. And that's the thing that he can't see within himself. But there was someone who was groomed for greater things, and he can't do those very things. And that must be eating him up. Sitting there eating his fresh fruit breakfast, beautifully prepared,
avocado and toast.
Yeah, it must be prison for him. It has to be.
Did you see? There's many royal books, obviously. There's a royal author, Catherine Meyer, has likened. Have you seen this? So she's likened Meghan Markle to me. Keep it relevant, guys. This is a new show, but she likened her to Anne Boleyn, who I'm sure all our viewers know was King Henry VIII's second wife, who was, if the rhyme goes, was beheaded. Do you see similarities between Meghan Markle and Anne Boleyn?
Beheaded because she was accused of treason and incest.
Treason, incest, and adultery.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, says it all, really, doesn't it?
But I think that, the point that she was going on about, it's hard to marry into the royal family, and the women are always vilified, etc., etc. Do you see any similarities?
Meghan Markle quit her job. Meghan Markle had a great position, and she chose to pack up her things and move to Los Angeles, California, to chase Hollywood and to chase red carpets. She's living and breathing and still has her head on her neck. So I really see no comparison whatsoever.
Well, there's casting opportunities there, isn't there?
There is. That's a good point. There you go.
I mean, maybe done her a favour in terms of when she goes back to her old career. And she'd be the perfect person to play Anne Boleyn. Think of the publicity.
She's comparing her to somebody that's become a martyr. Really, in a way. We do sympathize for Anne Boleyn. We feel sorry for her. What happened was horrific. But Meghan Markle is... The negative headlines you see about her generated today are the consequences of her own actions. It's people trying to hold her accountable. Why are you talking about keeping children off of social media in Geneva while you're posting pictures and creating a digital footprint for your children that they have no accountability over, or they have no say in today? I just don't think that it's fair at all. It seems a little hysterical, if I'm being honest.
Fair enough. We'll give her a break.
Are we?
Who are we giving a break to? Is it Anne Boleyn or Meghan?
Anne Boleyn for
Boleyn.
sure.